Hello there, welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild. And I wish I was coming back on like terms that we finally got a Target one, but that's not the case. In fact, something even crazier is happening today. We're gonna press new game. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think it's just time for it, man. We just need to like restart from scratch. You know, I I kind of want to do more of this YouTube stuff on here, with Hunter and just every game in general. So yeah, my account has literally been going since the game came out, and yeah, I mean I can show you stats here. 96 days played, 12 hours. These aren't totally accurate. I think the time played is the most accurate out of these, but these are pretty accurate. There's 18k kills, 11 million harvest score. That's a lot of harvest score. And then you can take those values as you will, but again, they're not totally accurate. But yeah, that's my base stats of my account. Um, we have a few more stats to go through, and then we'll get right into the thing. Come over to Codex and look at our play stats. That's not really anything good, but these are the main stats right here. You can see that it says 19k harvest. So yeah, obviously, it's not as accurate on the Xbox system or the Xbox tracker, whatever you want to call it. 6 great ones, 170 diamonds. You can see all the other values, all the things we've scared, our percentages and accuracy and all that. Figured we'd go over these before, obviously we end it all. I'm taking a screenshot of this as well. That's what that little thing was right there. Go to profile card. You can see that we've got, well, I guess the profile card really doesn't make a difference, but yeah, just overall, I mean, yeah, pretty much the majority of it. Literally just been grinding straight tar. I don't really need to show off the latest harvest, but figured we may as well, because why not? We're here. Got our other history here. This is just of like, I don't even know what the history is based off of. I think it's based off of scores. That's what it is. But yeah, so I had a lot of hours in this game. Have a lot of great memories. And yeah, we're going to press new game. Everything in this lodge is going to stay here. It should stay here. If it doesn't, then GG's, I guess. But yeah, I'm ready to do it. We'll get right to the main menu right now, and we will press new game. But I literally, I've looked it up, and I haven't seen anything on it. And I tested this on an alt account to make sure that I wasn't going to lose anything. But yeah, it is time, and this is a huge moment right here. Alright. We ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it gives you a warning. That's always nice. We're gonna do it. It's done happened. We made it happen. Alright. So we're gonna end up back on Layton Lakes. That's just how it is. Oh, actually, we can start on any reserve, but we're gonna start on Layton, because that's where everybody starts. So this is gonna kind of be a, starting up video. And I can finally give tips, tricks, and everything else. So yeah.
You made it here in one piece. Welcome to the untamed wild. Name's Colton Locke, but everyone calls me Doc. I'm the warden up here, and I know just about every nook and cranny of this place. I heard this is your first time in the Pacific Northwest and Lake District. Well, this here's the best hunting reserve you'll find in 100 miles. I've been hunting here my whole life, and I still don't get tired of this place.
There we go. I don't know if I'm going to include all of the dialogues, as I don't feel it's necessary, but
Go
yeah,
ahead, look
so
around. There's enough to
our
see
trophy
here.
lodges are still available, so yeah, you
There's
can
a lot
see
of big game.
still available. We got our
Lots of
trophies and
sightseeing to
stuff.
do.
Our codex should have completely reset. Yep, 00000. So our Xbox stats should still be there as well. Yep, so we'll still have total like play stats and stuff, which is nice. But yeah, so we're gonna start this off by doing our main missions here. I don't remember exactly what we're supposed to do. I think we're supposed to shoot the doe. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Not a very good angle, but hopefully enough to take her down, yeah. So weird not being able to like spot animals and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna make this kind of a beginner series, you know? Figured that's something I should do. Yeah, we did hit vitals here. You can see. It'll be our first harvest. Oh, it even kept our track color too. Kind of nice. So it kept most of our settings then, it seems like, which is good. Yeah, we got our first harvest. Little doe. I'm actually surprised we hit the lung there. Unsaved harvest. We won't show that again. I'm not worried about it. If it'll, there we go. I want to get off my screen. All right, so yeah, we're gonna start off by just going to the outpost. So for those of you that don't know, the outposts are these little green things on the map, and you can follow most of these trails to get up to them. Obviously, this trail, I'm just gonna run along, and we're gonna get straight to it. But yeah, totally ready for this new series too. I mean, like we've got so much to do. We've got so much leveling, so much grinding, all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna do my best to give tips, tricks, and all of the above, really. So the outposts are these big towers. You always come to them, and they'll obviously have the green symbol when you get close to them. You come pick them up, and this is how you'll discover your different outposts and, you know, all sorts of other stuff on the reserve, such as, like, the buildable stands. You can basically pay to build stands, and they'll just kind of sit there.
Never gets old, I'm telling you. From up here, you can see a lot of great hunting spots in the area. Valmont's not only where Hope set up camp,
But yeah.
It's also famous for the railroad bridges along the old North Pacific line. Keep an eye out for them if you can in between blacktail hunting. Or why not use them as vantage points? I once bagged a whitetail from the Runaki Bridge. Be sure to stop by one of the outposts. You can find pretty much anything you need there.
Kind of just taking everything in again, so don't be surprised if I continue to do that. So I can't even remember what my process was in my head. But yeah, I highly recommend going to these, though. I think, you know, you could get these, and then obviously, you know, you can see all the different outposts on the map. You're going to need to get all these. Well, most of them anyway. And yeah, that's where you'll buy stuff and do all sorts of stuff. And then you'll see these little eye icons on here on the map. And these are points of interest. I recommend grabbing those if you see them, because they do give a little bit of XP. And yeah, just, you know, kind of stroll along. We're going to be hunting some whitetail because they're simple and easy. They drink from 8 to 12, so that's when I recommend hunting for them. And then, you know, I recommend just kind of hunting up along here. Great place to find them drinking. So again, from 8 to 12. You know, I mean, if you can't reset the time, then just wander around and see if you can find stuff. But yeah, I'll try to give some good tips while we talk about all this. Well, we've made it to the first outpost here. Go ahead and claim that. Like I said, this is where you'll get all your stuff. This is where you can access your DLC weapons. This is where you can access all the guns in the game. You can buy them and collars. Obviously, if you're high enough level, you can buy some of these. But if you can't, it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm not going to be buying any of these. Or I'm not going to be using any of my DLC weapons. Yeah, so you can see right here, you get your DLC weapons. Even when you press new game, you'll keep all your DLC items as long as you have them installed. But we're not going to use any of those because I'm doing a beginner series again, so it's kind of a thing. So this is where you'll come in. You'll be able to change the time.
Hey there, you know that
So yeah,
guy I mentioned earlier,
um,
Hope?
yeah. So
Well,
you can
looks
change the
like he's
time
been
to,
having a bit of a problem.
like I would change it to like
He's been
9:30
camping out
ish
over at
to
Valmont
go
a
hunt
couple weeks,
whitetail.
but coming back last night, he found his camp turned on its head.
I don't know how
Some
loud
food
it's
was
gonna be.
taken, and apparently the place looked like it had been really messed
Doesn't
with.
seem like it's that loud.
I don't know if it was an animal or some
But
tourist
yeah, I
activity,
recommend doing these missions as
but
well.
I'm in
You
Choteau
can,
all day and can't look
press.
into it.
Well, I don't know what it is on
Listen,
PC,
I
but
know
for me,
you
it's the
probably have other plans,
opposite
but
pause button,
you're in the right neck of the woods.
and you
I'd
can
sure be grateful if you
go to
could
the
just stop
missions and you
on
can
by
tap
and
on
have a
them, and
look.
they'll give you money and XP and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna go quickly change the time real quick, and we will jump right into it.
Hope showed up here. I
Oh,
heard
so
that
another thing I gotta
he
do
had
real
an accident
quick
while he
is
was
the skill
deployed
points,
overseas in the Arctic.
which we're gonna go
He was a
ahead
long guy at
and
heart,
I don't know what we're gonna put into
but I guess
actually.
out here you only need to look
Um,
out for yourself. It's easier that way.
I don't know if I want to go for spotting
Not
knowledge
the
or
most
track
cheerful
knowledge
fellow, to
first.
be honest,
We'll just
but
go for the
he's
track
earned
knowledge
his
first.
keys for
It's always
sure.
something good to go for.
Let's find
But
out who
typically, if you're going to
Hope is.
go for stuff, I recommend, getting soft feet. That's probably one of your best perks you can get early on. You'll make less noise when you're running and stuff. So, obviously, that's a really good one. And then another really good one is the spotting knowledge because you can see the approximate trophy rating, weight, and all that. But then sight spotting is another really, really good one that I highly recommend trying to get to because you can spot while you're using your scope. And yeah, that's a really good tip with that. Actually, I'm gonna do something else too, real quick. While we're at this outpost, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase the different kind of bullets we have. But we actually have the 270 in here, but again, we're not gonna use it. We'll go to the store here, and you can scroll down to your said weapon, and you can press X on it to see the ammo. Where's the 243 at? There it is. You can press X, and it'll show you all the compatible items to your weapon. We're not high enough score yet to buy the polymer tips. All right. Well, we've got to shoot a few whitetail, so we're gonna run up towards this lake over here. We're just gonna kind of make our way to Hope's camp. Just kind of do missions as you go along, and just watch for animals. I highly recommend just walking around everywhere you go because if you're walking, you're gonna be less likely to spook them. Then obviously, if you want to go explore these, go ahead and explore these. You never know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you'll find you know, well, typically they are just stands, but if you find a point of interest, it can be pretty good. And I mean, even just getting it marked on the map is always something nice to do. All right, so we found our first little whitetail zone. They're all the way on the other side of this lake, so we've got to make our way around there to try and get to them. Got some pretty good sized bucks, honestly. I don't think they're diamond worthy, but they're certainly some of the bigger racks I'd say you could find. The brush over there hasn't loaded in, so we've got to make our way over there. And I'm probably going to take out at least one of them, and then we should be able to buy polymer bullets. But yeah, just kind of scanned with binoculars while you're running around. Just scan the shorelines. And a lot of times you'll actually go over them and it'll give you the spotting prompt, and that's usually how you'll find them. Because like there, you can hardly see them, but if you go over them, you'll have that spotting prompt. Yeah, we got to get close to these guys. I'm already crouching because you make a lot more noise when you start out, so just take things slow when you're starting at first. And yeah, I'll kind of show off some other stuff that you can do with these guys once we get a little closer. All right, so we've closed a good bit of the distance here. And one of the things I highly recommend is kind of crouch walking through brush, get closer to the animals, and it'll actually conceal your sight. So they won't be able to see you as easy. So you can obviously in the bottom right with the little compass and stuff, you can see your wind in the compass, and then you can see there's like an eyeball. If I well, the one on the right is the sound. The one in the middle is the eyeball, and that'll show you kind of. If I go out of the bush here, it should. Yeah, you'll see kind of your visibility. You kind of want it to be, you know, a line or as flat as you can get it, basically. But I recommend sitting in a bush and just calling. Call them to you. If you don't got to go to them, honestly, I wouldn't go to them because, you know, the chances of you spooking them are much higher, you know, when you're basically this new to the game. And if you don't know much about hunting, then, you know, I just recommend it because then you can sit in one spot and just call. And you can call as many times as you like. This game really doesn't care too much about that, so I honestly would do it 3 or 4 times to try and attract their attention and just, you know, keep an eye on them. I actually do have a pretty good sized buck in there. But yeah, so we've got this zone now. It's on the map. You'll be able to see it from here on out. And that's how you can differentiate the times and know kind of where your animals hang out during what time. And we're gonna try and go for that one. That's the biggest one I think that I've seen. Gotta try and keep calling him in here. May end up just taking one of these just because he's kind of being a pain. You know what? We'll make a risky shot. Gotta give it a try, right? Always try to put it right behind the shoulder. You want to go for vitals, so lungs, heart, whatever you can get. But I recommend going for lungs as the 243 soft points aren't very good. Did we heart shot it? He didn't go nowhere. Died immediately. So that's another thing too, is the purple stuff is hunting pressure. You can know when you've absolutely smoked an animal. When you see that hunting pressure, just be careful because if you get too much hunting pressure, it'll delete that zone. So you just got to kind of manage it by, you know, going to different zones and shooting animals and coming back. That sort of thing. Let's see if we can find him. Shouldn't have gone far. See where this is going. Medium bleed rate. He's kind of heading this way. From the looks of it. Should have paid more attention. I really didn't pay too much attention. Oh, he's right here. But yeah, I like to use the phone for this, which it helps sometimes. It gives you the general direction they went in. But yeah, got our first buck here. Pretty cool. It's actually a pretty good size one too, a gold. That diamond is 255. We weren't that far off of it. That would have been pretty cool to have our diamond as our first buck, but obviously that's a little harder to do. I would have had to go looking everywhere. We just need to we just need to start getting cash in our account right now, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a really good one. I'm actually kind of surprised at how high that hit. Because I figured that it would drop a little, but it really didn't. We punched right to that lung, so that's pretty good. But yeah, you can see this guy will give us, on the bottom left, will give us 253 XP, 800 cash, and the session score doesn't really matter. But yeah, so we can go ahead and claim him. And it'll obviously display on the top as well. So yeah, that's our very first gold. Quite awesome. Got our very first XP. Rifle score is something you're going to need to grind, and the best way to just grind the rifle score is just to run around basically shooting every deer in sight. Just, you know, be careful about deleting your zones. I don't recommend deleting zones on any given time, but if you shoot too many, you can delete a zone pretty easily. Alright, so we're closing in on this here. Yeah, so we've got a lot to go over. This episode's probably going to be cut short for the most part. Well, I say episode, I don't know why I said it like that, but we're probably going to cut this one short just because it's the first episode and this is kind of, you know, paying respects to my account. because I've had that thing for a long time. Finally being able to wipe and start fresh is an amazing feeling, to be honest. But yeah, so we've got a lot to go over. Next episode is going to be full of grinding, probably, and just, general things. We've got a lot of tips, a lot of levels, a lot of everything.
Snap some pictures for the record and see if they lead anywhere.
But yeah, so you can hold your camera, or you can get your camera out by, I believe it's holding X.
Yeah,
I
doesn't
keybinded
look
mine to a
looks
different
like a
button, though.
troublemaker then. Now, I don't want you to go picking any fights, but maybe you could follow them and see where they lead.
But yeah, just do these missions. Oh, we're getting charged. No, that's not great. We really don't have anything to deal with you with. Handgun maybe? See what happens, I guess. Scooped her off. Really wants to run us over, though. I don't think we did anything to her. Yeah, that's probably not even gonna do anything to her. Oh, I haven't seen this animation before. Oh, that's cool. They changed that animation. I don't know when they did that. But yeah, so here's a rest zone too. May as well grab that while we're here. But yeah, like I said, we've got a lot to go over. And I plan on kind of holding this beginner series out till I start doing, big grinds and such. Which I'll get into specifics and everything.
No more tracks, huh? Well, just leave it for now, and I'll see what I can come up with. This'll help, though. Thanks.
Yeah, you can see there, 2,500 cash. That's good cash. Keep doing those missions, you keep getting a good amount of cash, XP. Majority of the ones on Layton are like animals and stuff, running around doing different things, so it's pretty easy to do. But yeah, kind of go along with it and do all your missions, pick up all the little point of interest as you go along, and you'll start leveling up pretty quick, getting cash pretty quick as well. Yeah, we didn't. I just want to check for hunting pressure. We definitely didn't do anything to her. But yeah, that's probably going to conclude it for the first kind of episode. I'm going to do a little bit of grinding in between like videos and stuff, but most of it's going to be recorded like I said. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to next time I start recording, it'll be, when we're actually grinding whitetail. And I'll probably go in and make the purchase for polymer tips for the 243. We're going to kind of stick to this rifle for quite a bit just because it's starting weapon, We got the starting scope as well, so yeah. Hope you all enjoyed, and I appreciate y'all for watching as always, and please like, subscribe, all the things, and bye, man!